Oh man, if you guys missed that performance, go back. If you guys missed what VBT is about, go back. Dude, that Rob absolutely crushed it. That was awesome. That was a great live performance. Yeah, that put a big smile on my face. So just want to thank Rob again and VBT Live and Melissa. She can, she wasn't here for this one, but I want to get Melissa on the show too, and we'll have some fun there. So next, I'd like to introduce our next guest, and this is going to be fun. We're changing it up a little bit. So we have a yoga specialist to join us, and she's from the Yoga Shack in Long Island, and it's an honor to bring Michelle onto the show. Hey, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Did you see that performance? That blew my
God, he was freaking incredible. I was like, oh man, I have to go on after this concert. Like, take it so down now.
You know what? That's good though. That's good. We're coming to the end of the evening,
Exactly.
And I really appreciate you joining us for this evening's show and for this Planting Seeds event.
Heck yeah, I'm so happy to be here. This is just really cool. It's so nice to share, like everyone else, a passion, This isn't the thing that you go into thinking you're going to make like a ton of money or be like super successful in that way. But I'm so in love with what I do every day, and I get to work around my kids' schedules, and I get to work with my best friends, and it's literally like the fucking best thing on the planet.
Yes. This is what I get to do. So yes, I know what you mean.
Exactly. Listen, it's a labor of love to run your own business and to be your own, motivator. But I couldn't even imagine ever doing anything other than this.
Yes. And so how many kids do you have?
I have 2 of my own, and then I have a stepson.
What are the ages?
20, 12, and 10.
Wow.
So they're easy because they're kind of like doing their own thing.
That's, you know what? I love that because I have 4 right now.
Oh God, 4 kids?
Yeah. And
why?
I'm building my own little army, man. These but they're 10, 8, 4, and 2.
Oh, so wow.
My 10 and 8-year-old are at that pretty chill independent stage, which is like, wow, all right, watching this, and they're becoming a lot more helpful. They've always been helpful, but I mean, now they could start doing like little adult stuff.
Exactly.
But the 2 and 4-year-old, I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, it's going to be at least another 8 years before I could get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know how I'm going to deal with it.
That's why I'm like, I have like freedom back, which is so nice, because don't get me wrong, like they're always my top priority, but it's so nice to be able to like do something like this and be like, all right, don't bother me for an hour. And I know they're fine. So it's awesome.
That's cool. I know my 4-year-old is a little ball buster sometimes. He knows when I'm doing these things. So he'll start slamming on the door, screaming for me or saying, "Hey, sucker, come get me." Kids
are good like that. You gotta have that though. Like that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it does. It does. As much as it ages me, it keeps me young.
Exactly. I totally get it. That's awesome.
So tell me about Yoga Shack. I mean, I personally love yoga. I do it every morning. And
do you?
I do yoga and Tai Chi and then martial arts, and I have a whole routine in my morning.
That's amazing. So we are a small boutique studio in Bethpage, Long Island. We opened about 5 years ago. It was actually a crazy story. Talk about like organic and sustainable. I never in a million years imagined wanting to open up my own studio ever, because it's so much easier to just show up, teach, and leave and get paid, and you're done.
Yeah.
So one day I was living in this house, and my landlord was like, I have this little cottage attached to the back of the house. No one's renting it. Why don't you open up a yoga studio back there? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I, hate to be cliche, but it planted a seed, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was like, let me take a look at what the space looks like. I walked back there and I was like, this is it. Like, I'm doing this. So I called up my best friend and I was like, dude, do you want to open up a yoga studio? And she was like, where? I'm like, in my backyard. I'm like, let's just open it up in 2 weeks. And she was like, no, you're fucking crazy. And I was like, all right, fine, forget it. And then, of course, 2 seconds later, she calls me back. She's like, all right, let me come see it. And 2 weeks later, we opened up.
Wow.
So
Oh, wow. That was quick.
it was crazy. We started literally with like her and I only teaching all the classes. I was still teaching at 7 other studios all over Long Island because I couldn't give up money, you know. And we had no idea if it was going to take off. Meanwhile, you have to understand, like, I'm renting this house, right? My landlord has no lights outside. It's like a gravel driveway. So when people were showing up to these 8 p.m. classes down a dark driveway into like some creepy backyard, I was like, I swear to God, we're not like going to kill you. And you know, they're like, do you take credit card? We're like, no, cash only. We don't have a bank account yet. We didn't know if it was going to take off. And then all of a sudden it like bursted at the seams. So here we are 5 years later, leading yoga retreats and running teacher trainings and, you know, doing our thing.
I love that. And it's you did it from and it wasn't planned.
No.
And you did it from such a grassroots approach, and you evolved with how it just went. And that's an awesome story to have like that.
It is. It's honestly super cool. And we refer to the studio that we had as the baby shack, because now we moved into a storefront, more so because my neighbor started to complain and they called code enforcement on us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which scared the crap out of me. But it was, you know what, it was like the push that we needed, because we would have stayed where it was comfortable, but we never would have evolved. And where we are now has really just put us into like the next level of teaching and being able to offer our students so many more opportunities, because now we have the space.
That's awesome. That now, who would you say is your predominant client? Like if you had to, you know, generalize with the age range. And
so I would say our average age range is probably about 50.
Cool.
Yeah, late 40s, early 50s. And it's funny because I just turned 40, so now that sounds young to me. Meanwhile, like 10 years ago, I'm like, God, that's so old.
Oh, you're aging both of us right now.
Oh my God, it's scary. It's so scary. But yeah, and you know what's so nice? Like the community that we're in is a very like working class, blue collar. It's like they're just good people. It's not a competitive studio, because listen, I worked all over Long Island for about 11 years, and there were some studios where not only were the clients competing with each other in class, but the teachers were competing with each other. I'm like, is this even yoga anymore? It was just really bizarre. But because of the area that we're in, it's just so super chill. Like when people call up, because listen, a lot of people are so intimidated to do yoga in the first place. They think you have to be skinny and flexible and young. And like that's like the biggest misconception, where I just said our average age is probably 50. And it's like these, you know, working moms, like that's who we cater to. But you know, I'm like, we're like the average Joes of the yoga studio world. Like we're like, you don't have to wear Lululemon. You don't have to have your nails painted. Like just come and practice. It's awesome.
See, that's what's so cool about it, because I mean, you guys are really providing that, you know, you're providing a really good vertical community value and keeping people healthy and showing them that, you know, anyone can get involved. That's what I love yoga and Tai Chi. They're both relatively similar in my mind, you know? But it's so important to maintain your body's to maintain your body of being nimble and stretched, so it doesn't put that extra pressure or like off balance on your bones and your joints.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and you really just hit the nail on the head. Like I don't know if if anyone's watching, if they don't really know about yoga. So when yoga was first like originated, and this is like over 5,000 years ago in India. Yoga, there were I think there were like 10 or 11 yoga poses, and they were all seated poses, and they were meant to stretch the body just enough so you could sit and meditate, because the thought is if your body is achy and uncomfortable and unhealthy, there's no way you could sit and clear your mind, which is obviously true. You'd be miserable. I mean, it's hard enough to do it when you're limber, so I can't even imagine sitting there if you were like sick or injured. But it doesn't take much to get there. And that's the beauty in yoga, is like, there's literally something for everyone. Like you can come to your mat and take a yoga nidra, where you're doing pretty much yogic sleep. You can come to your mat and do breathing techniques. You can come to your mat and get your ass kicked in like a HIIT vinyasa class. Yeah. So there's something for everyone, which is so cool, you know?
It really is. I mean, you nailed it too, because there's different intensities of it. And when we did our beach cleanup, one of the volunteers there, she does yoga. And so she's like, would you guys want to do yoga? And all of us were like, yeah. So we got in a big circle and she's teaching us these new moves. And it was wild because, you know, like some of the people there that are, you know, work out, but never have done yoga before.
Yup.
All of a sudden, the breathing technique, you need to figure it out quick.
They're dying. I know. Well, it's funny. Like we have a lot of people from CrossFit that come to yoga because they like to, you know, balance out what they're doing in CrossFit with us. And, you know, we've had people who are like avid golfers. We have people that are just like my husband is like a bodybuilder and he does yoga so that he can lift, because without having that flexibility, he can't get back and behind him, you know? So, I mean, it really is good for everybody and every type of body. And it's like, you can't go wrong, you know?
No. And then, so all right, COVID must have put a unique spin on, I know.
Yeah.
So
if you want to go there, just stop me if I start raving and ranting, because it easily escalates to that, unfortunately, these days. So we're still pulled out of phase 4.
Okay.
So all yoga studios across New York, all gyms across New York, all fitness centers across New York are pulled out of phase 4, which means we are not allowed to open our doors. We are only allowed to live stream or practice outside. That being said, my 50-year-old women who are going through menopause don't want to be outside in 100 degrees and like 1,000% humidity. So it's been really difficult. We started, doing live stream the day that quarantine was put into effect. So I think it was like March 15th. And we live stream about 35 classes a week.
Oh, wow.
We've had to lay off a few instructors. We've had to give them less money to come in and teach just because we're literally not making anything right now. And it's really tough, but we're pushing every single day, just pushing, and we're going, we're showing up at the park and we're sweating our asses off and we're teaching and we're pouring our heart and soul into it, because there's no way in hell I would ever give up on this, like ever.
And I love that you said that there's no giving up, you know? And for everyone listening right now, here's a great opportunity to be able to support a local business, getting involved with something that you could do in the comfort of your own home to see if you even like it before you even get into a social environment. So everyone out there, please go check out the Yoga Shack, especially for all you Long Islanders as well. I love yoga. I do it all the time. It stretches me because a lot of the other workouts that I do are a lot of compression and high impact workouts. So yoga just keeps my body comfortable, you know, that I'm not feeling like I'm tightening up and everything.
Yeah.
And that's just from my own experience. So everyone out there, go check out the Yoga Shack. And so I know that you're going to be, you're going to do a session for us.
Yeah. Are you going to do it?
I will do it. I'm not going to stay on video doing it though.
That's awesome. Do you want to get started now, or?
It's up to you. So what would you like to tell people? Like, all right, ready? So Michelle's going to be doing this yoga session for us. So everyone get ready to go. And she's just going to guide you guys real quick on how to start just mentally preparing it. And Michelle, where'd you go? Did you shut us off?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. I can't see you.
Oh my God, that's so weird. So someone just tried calling me and I gave them the FU button and now I don't know where I am.
All right.
Hey, so, wait. Maybe that's, cam right. Off. Let me try cam on. Oh no.
No. Don't freak out. All right. So little technical issue. So Michelle, what I would recommend, because this is what I would do.
Should I log off and log on?
Yeah, log off, log on, and I'll give you 30 seconds to cover for you. No,
okay. I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a minute. Oh, all right. No, so this is so cool, but really, guys, you hear a local business owner in Long Island struggling because she can't get operational. She's trying to build unique new ways in which not just survivability, but still doing what she loves, doing her passion, and providing value, you know, these 35 classes per month. Oh, there you are. That was quick.
Yeah. All right, cool.
You did that in like 8 seconds.
I was like, here we go. Boom.
All right.
I know that's the problem when you're doing things from home and on your phone. It's like, this is why we do yoga, because we just kind of learn to roll with it.
That's awesome. All right. So, all right, mentally tell people what they should be prepared for. And then the screen is yours for 20 minutes.
All right. Awesome. So if you do have a yoga mat at home, I suggest grabbing that. Don't use a towel unless you're on carpet, because you will slide and probably kill yourself. And I do not want to be responsible for that. or else I'm logging off. If you have some sort of like cushion, this is obviously a meditation cushion. We're only going to be doing that for just a few minutes, but you can just grab a pillow or whatever. Something to sit on is really just nice to elevate the hips. I'm going to lead you through some breathing to help calm down the body and mind. And then we will do just a kind of like a gentle slow flow, because I don't know who's watching. So this will be accessible for everybody to just kind of stretch out the body. And especially since it's, not that anyone's going to bed this early, but by the time we finish, it'll be 8 o'clock, starting to kind of settle down into like a nighttime routine. So nothing too invigorating. And then we'll end with a guided meditation. So that's it.
I love it. No, that sounds so awesome. I can't wait to hear it.
It is awesome. All right. So I'm going to back up.
Okay.
I know I probably look like a tiny box, but.
All right. So I'm going to give you the screen. Steve, pass it over to her, man.
Awesome. All right. Perfect. All right. So here we go. Get yourself nice and comfortable. The best thing that I can tell you is make sure that you are comfortable, because what happens is when we come to sit for any sort of, whether it's meditation or breathing technique, and it's hard enough to do as it is. Like, one of the hardest things for us to do in yoga is sit quietly, because nobody can ever do that. Our minds are wandering, our minds are racing. We start going through all the things that we should be doing or could be doing. Obviously, if you're practicing at home, right, I'm in my bedroom, I'm going to look down and be like, oh, I should go vacuum, right? All of these things that start to kind of pop up. So if the body is physically uncomfortable, it's that much harder to settle into your mind. So find a comfortable seat. You do not have to be seated like me. You can have your legs out in front. You can bring the soles of your feet together. You can have your legs completely crossed like this, right? So whatever physically feels good for you. Now, you can bring your palms to face down, which is more grounding, right? Because your palms are actually facing the earth. Or palms facing up, a little bit more receiving of energy. Or you can just do whatever feels more comfortable in your body physically, right? And then allow the eyes to close. So I'm going to set your body up. So begin to stack your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. As you inhale, bring the shoulders up toward the sky, and as you exhale, roll them down your back. And then without changing anything, just begin to observe your breath. So just begin to observe the inhale and observe the exhale. So most of us who don't practice any type of breathing techniques or any type of yoga practice tend to breathe a lot in our neck, in our throat, and in our chest. So the negative to that is that it's very anxiety inducing. Even if you slow down the breath, but you leave it in your chest, it's still not as relaxing as if you were to pull the breath deep down into the lowest part of your belly. So what I want you to do for right now is bring your hands to the low part of your belly. So think of like 2 inches below your belly button. And then get rid of the whole, like, I need to have a flat stomach, I need to like suck my gut in. Forget that, okay? I want you just to relax your belly nice and soft. And every time you breathe in, I want you to think of filling your belly so much with air that your hands start to push forward. And then as you exhale, pull your navel in and up, helping to squeeze out any air left in your lungs and belly. Slow, deep inhales, filling your belly with breath. And slow, deep exhales. So imagine you had this balloon in your abdomen and you were filling 360 degrees. And on the exhale, that gentle deflation. So just like anything else with this yoga practice, it's exactly that. It's a practice. So even though breathing is one of the things in life that you never have to think about, right? Thank God it's a voluntary, or sorry, involuntary action of our body, right? Imagine if you had to remind yourself every second to breathe in and out. So when we start to actually play around with changing the breath, which we call pranayama, it can feel very unnatural, right? So if this is new for you and it feels really weird, it's all good. We have to start somewhere. Take one more breath. And then gently release your hands back to your lap. And then allow your chin to drop down toward your throat. Keep your chest lifted up though. And then I invite you to set a positive intention for your practice this evening with me. So an intention can just be an acknowledgement of why you're here, why you're doing this. So maybe it's something that you need for yourself, or maybe there's something you feel like you need to rid yourself of. There's really no right or wrong when it comes to an intention. It could just be like, I just need 20 minutes for myself, right? I'm locking myself in my bedroom. And then take the words of that intention and place them within your heart. Sorry, I have 4 chihuahuas. And then very slowly begin to blink your eyes open. Let's bring our chin parallel to the mat or to your floor. And then inhale, lift the arms all the way up. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Allow the head to release down. If you want, you can drop your palms flat, or if you want to create a little bit more length, you can come up onto your fingertips. So length and strength. So it's that same slow, deep breath. I want you to feel the air travel in through your nose, down past your throat, filling your lungs and filling your belly. And as you exhale, releasing the air from the belly, through the lungs, past the throat, and out of the nostrils. One more breath. And then slowly inhale and walk the hands in. So if you're sitting on something, you're going to ditch it, and we're going to come to all fours. So come to your hands and knees, and we'll find a few rounds of cat-cow. So cat-cow is an awesome pose to do first thing in the morning and again at night. It's really great for the spine, and it's really simple and accessible for anybody. So think of wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Have your toes tucked into the mat. As you inhale, arch your back, lift your butt, send your heart forward. Exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine, chin to throat. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop your belly, lift your butt, heart forward. Exhale, untuck the toes, round your spine, chin to throat. Again, inhale, arch the back, send your bum high, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round the spine, chin to throat, push the floor away. One more, inhale. And exhale, round. And then we'll come to a neutral spine. So from here, I want you to walk your hands forward about the length of one of your hands, about 5 inches, right? And then tuck your toes and push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And you can pedal through the feet. You can sway the hips. You can shake the head yes and shake the head no. What you want to feel are your heels heavy, right? They may never touch the earth, but let them feel heavy toward the ground. Soften the shoulders away from the ears by rotating your biceps forward. Soften the neck, head is heavy. Think of gazing between the knees. And then spread the fingers wide enough so you feel like you're grounding into all 10 finger pads, and you can see the mat between each finger. Take one more breath here, that slow, deep breath. And then as you inhale, look forward and start to walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, hands to the shore of the floor or your shins. And then exhale, fold, head is heavy. So let's stay here. I want you to put some space between your feet and grab opposite elbows and let your head hang. And you can sway it out from side to side. Really nice way to decompress the spine. Our heads are very heavy, right? We hold them up all day long, so just a nice way to release and let go of any tension. And then bring your hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen, hands to the shins or the floor. And exhale, fold. And then we inhale and sweep the arms all the way up toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up, reach up, extend toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold, head is heavy. Inhale, lengthen, gazing forward. As you exhale, step your right foot back and drop your knee to the ground. And then inhale, lift the arms up toward the sky for low lunge. Knees scoot forward. So what's all my teachers keep calling me because there's a class going on in my studio right now. They're probably freaking out. I keep hanging up on them. So what I was going to say is the awesome thing about yoga is that you can literally do it anywhere, right? Like I don't have a very big bedroom at all, but I can roll out my mat, or you don't even need a mat, right? You can literally just use the ground. Take one more breath as you reach the arms up and back. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the ground and you're going to straighten your left leg into this low runner's lunge. Let your heart peel forward, finding length in your spine. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, lunging into the knee, we'll plant the palms and step back through a plank pose. Bring your knees to the ground and slowly lower to your belly. As you inhale, lifting for baby cobra, elbows hug into the body. Exhale, release. Again, inhale and lift, heart forward, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, release. One more, inhale and lift. And exhale all the way down. Tuck your toes and push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Head heavy, heels heavy. Take one more breath. As you inhale, look forward. Right foot steps up, drop that left knee down, and inhale, arms lift toward the sky. Again, sinking the hips toward the floor, lifting the arms up and back, softening the neck, right? We try to find equal amounts of space everywhere in the body so that we're not compromising one area to get deeper somewhere else. As you exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot and then that low runner's lunge. So you're straightening out that right leg. Head is long, gazing forward, or neck rather. Breathing into the back of the right leg. Take another breath. As you exhale, lunging into the knee, and then you'll step forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms reaching toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Take hold of your left wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean to the right. You guys might look opposite from me. I don't know if this mirrors me. Inhale, arms all the way up. Take hold of the right wrist. And exhale, left. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. Head is heavy. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. So let's take a wide stance on the mat. I don't think it mirrors me, so right foot is going to face the right side as you lunge into the right knee, and then arms out to a T. Warrior two. Think of reaching out equally through right and left fingertips. Take another full deep breath here. And then tip the right arm up and back for peaceful warrior. So remember what I said before about finding equal amounts of space everywhere in the body. So not just breathing into the right side, but the left side as well. Arms out to a T, Vira 2. And then straightening the right leg without locking the knee. Reach the fingers forward and down for Trikonasana. Triangle pose. Rotating the ribs up. Reach through the left fingertips for one more breath. And then lunging into the knee, arms out to a T. Straightening the leg, we'll flip-flop the feet, lunging into that left knee. Reaching out equally through right and left fingertips so that the torso is directly over the hips. Full deep breath, and then tip it up and back for peaceful. Breathing into the right and the left side of the rib cage. That same slow deep breath. And then arms out to a T, straighten your left leg. Reach the fingers forward and down, Trikonasana. Rotating the left ribs up, feel like you're leaning against the wall behind you. Softening the jaw. And then lunging into the knee, arms out to a T. Straightening the legs. Parallel the feet to the sides of your room, hands to your hips, and then slowly heel toe in. Inhale, arms up and reach up. Take hold of the right wrist and exhale left. Inhale, arms up, take hold of the left and exhale right. Inhale, arms up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward. Exhale, one more time, step back through plank pose. Bring your knees to the ground and slowly lower to your belly. Inhale, heart heels forward. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale and lift. Exhale, release. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, all the way down. And then tuck the toes and push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So we'll take a few breaths here. Really nice deep breath in through the nose. And then out through the mouth, let it go. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, look forward. Step or hop forward to sit. And we'll do a couple little seated cool downs. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Sweating. It's so hot in my room. But it's good. Good to sweat. All right. Bringing your hands to your feet or the ankles. Inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. And then release down. So some of you might be sitting all the way up here, right? And your knees might be all the way here. All good, right? Does not matter. The cool thing about yoga is that it literally meets you where you are. So always remember that. Never think that you have to come into what you consider to be like the deepest version of a pose, right? There's no such thing. It's really whatever works for you in that moment. Good. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. I don't want to run out of time. So sit up nice and tall again. If you have your cushion, you can sit on it. If you don't, no worries. Find that nice, comfortable seat, sit up tall, and allow the eyes to close. This time, bring one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. And just find that reconnection back to your breath, calm and steady. And on each inhale, imagine breathing in this beautiful healing white light. And feel this white light traveling in through the nose and covering the entire face until your head is glowing. And feel this Beautiful white light traveling down your throat and washing over your shoulders, into your arms, and into every fingertip. Let this beautiful light travel into your chest, circling around your heart, coming back to your intention. Why are you here? Feel the light travel down your belly into your hips, down both legs, into each foot, and to the tips of your toes. Feeling this white light encompassing your entire body. So then on each inhale, you take in more of this healing, and on each exhale, you send it back out to the world. And then bring your hands to meet at your heart center, representing balance and harmony, and bowing your chin to your throat. Just take a moment to thank and honor yourself as I thank and honor you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I bow to the light and love in you that is the light and love in me. Namaste.
That was sick. All right, so first off, it was so funny because when you said you're like, oh my God, I'm sweating so hot in here, I was dripping. And I'm like, I think it's coming to an end soon, so I better get ready and back in my seat right away.
It does, and right, like that's the cool thing. It doesn't take much to get your body moving, to get your breath. Like just breathing will invigorate yourself enough to sweat, which is awesome.
And I love that you made the statement too. Like if you can't get in that that perfect pose or that super extended pose, it's okay. Like your body will. That's what's cool about yoga. Like what you said, it's just your body will do where it's going to go.
Exactly, and that it takes a lot of pressure out of it, which is cool.
So that whole thing right there was your whole. Is it a routine? Is it a yoga routine? What is it called?
It's a sequence, yeah.
A sequence. Okay. So that yoga sequence was awesome. And it was so cool too, because after, Rob had all of his music and that, picked you up, this really did bring me back down. And all of a sudden, as I'm like, even a quarter of the way through, I'm just feeling so relaxed, ready for the evening. And I'm like, this is great. Yay. Awesome. And I've never done yoga, by the way, in the evening before. I always do like first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I actually love it at night. I love this.
This was great. This felt awesome. It felt like my whole body of all the pressures of today just left.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. Job accomplished.
Yeah. So, and if anyone else joined in with that how awesome that was. And for those of you who didn't, you guys missed out. But you could rewind it and then do it now. So, so Michelle, I want people just to know who you are, how you're out there. You're at the Yoga Shack on Instagram. Any other places that people can find you so people can
everywhere?
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you. So I know, super quick. So on Instagram at the Yoga Shack. On YouTube we have it's the Yoga Shack NY, like New York. We have about 60 videos, free yoga. We have free meditations. We post probably like 3 or 4 times a week. So we have a ton of stuff on there, and then we have some ridiculousness also. So you'll get to know our personalities really well.
Oh, that's great! I gotta watch those. Those are good.
Oh my God, yeah, they're ridiculous. And then we also have Facebook, and then our website. Obviously, we're at theyogashakny.com.
How do you prefer people to get a hold of you?
I would probably say Facebook is probably the easiest because they can message, but just so that everyone knows, the studio phone number is my cell phone. So you can literally reach me at any time. I will always get back to you as long as I'm not like teaching or sleeping. I'm always available. So
she's saying blow her up right now.
Blow me up. Caring is caring. Tell your friends. Yes. And oh my God, we're so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
No, you're awesome. And by the way, so it was so funny when you mentioned the Chihuahuas.
Oh God, like, did you guys hear them?
I'm like, there's the young kids of your house.
Oh God. Yeah, those are, I have 4 Chihuahuas, 3 kids, and 2 cats. I don't know what I was thinking.
Wow.
They're cute though. They're so cute.
I'm not too far. I have 4 kids, 4 cats, a bunny, and a lizard.
Okay, so you win.
Yeah, I had chickens. I had chickens until I got in trouble having chickens. So
That's amazing.
yeah, when the sheriff comes to your house to take away your chickens, you're like, all right.
Then you know you're a badass. That's awesome.
Yo, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Your personality is great. We want to do as much as we can to help just build up and get you guys. And anytime that you want to share anything with us to just promote out there, always just tag us, because that's what we're all about. Is we're building this community together to support one another and be, support independent. And this is what's important in our society today.
Yeah, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Thank you again so much.
Thank you. You're awesome.
You are too. I love it. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
By the way, I was so nervous to come on.
I'm still nervous doing this crap. I'm not used to this.
I know. It makes me feel better. So, and you were amazing and so easy to talk to. So thank you. And thanks to Steven too for reaching out.
Steven's awesome, isn't he?
Oh my God. He's had our back since this whole thing went down with COVID. So I'm very grateful. He's
the one, and the movers are putting that fire underneath me to say, hey, Charlie, we got to video this. And I'm like, and it's so hard for me. It's so uncomfortable, but I think it's working.
You're a natural. You're totally a natural. So it's all good.
That's awesome. Yo, have a great evening.
Thank you so much.